This is my barn and it's our next project. Since moving to the countryside, we've done a few projects so far, ranging from a few hours to a couple of days. This one is going to be bigger. Now you may have already seen our barn on Mark's channel.
Here it is, my new gym. At the moment it's my new old barn, but it's going to be where the gym lives and it is going to be absolutely amazing. Its location is just perfect. It is so quiet around here and peaceful and beautiful. It's right next door to the house, which is behind where Jen's filming from. We've got our land and fields which go off over there and more fields over there.
And it's going to be really cool once finished. We have all this space here. We have the space through here, which goes all the way behind that internal wall to the back. And over there is another room, which we're using currently as our garage. But there is a lot to do first. This was built about 200 to 300 years ago. And since then, a whole lot has happened to it, including a concrete slab floor. The roof has been boarded up and insulated in a modern way. And then it's got UPVC doors. The walls, though, are for the most part still the original stone and lime mortar, apart from a few patches where concrete has been used to patch it up.
And that's good because it means it is breathable. Water isn't getting trapped anywhere. If the outside wall gets wet and that comes all the way through, it can either go back out again or it can come through and evaporate into the building and vice versa. Damp shouldn't be getting stuck anywhere and building up. In theory, the problem is when this place was built as a barn, there would have been huge amounts of ventilation. There would have been drafts whistling under the doors. There'd have been holes in the ceiling. The problem nowadays is because the floor is obviously not breathable. It's a solid concrete slab, and the ceiling and the roof is now modern insulation. There's the potential for moisture condensation, water vapor in the air to get stuck. If there's too much of it, which there might well be in a gym with us getting hot and sweaty in here, we may find that we end up with damp problems. At the moment, there is nothing. It is absolutely rock solid dry everywhere. The plan is to keep it that way.
More on ventilation in a minute, but first let me show you what we are working on. This is a bit that we've been playing on so far, but let me show you what they originally look like. This is how most of the walls look, and there are going to be a few stages to get them looking like we want them to, including filling the big holes, repointing in between the stonework where it's needed, and then where we've been doing over here, a lime slurry over the top to get this nice smooth finish. And then once that's nice and smooth, it's a case of then using a lime wash. This is one of the only areas in the barn where it's already at the standard we'd like it to be at. So stage 1 is to fill in the big holes, stage 2 is to do the pointing, and stage 3 is the slurry, and stage 4 is the lime wash.
And when it's all finished, it is going to look very, very cool indeed. And this entire place is going to be just white and clean looking, but still retain its 300-year-old charm. In fact, when all the gym gear is set up in here, which is all very kind of high-tech and modern, there's going to be this real juxtaposition between the fabric of the building, which is very, very old, and the cool, clever, modern stuff now living inside it. Now, if you're thinking, what do Mark and Jen know about lime and stone and anything to do with barns? Actually, not very much until recently. We had a guy come and give us both lessons on how to use the original materials that they would have used when building the place in the first place. And we've kind of got the hang of it. The wall that Jen showed you out the back is our early attempt at getting it to how we want it to be, and it does look actually pretty cool. So as things progress, we'll obviously do more videos so you can follow along with how it all develops. And that will include, of course, getting the flooring sorted, some good lighting solutions in here as well. and
ventilation. This might be where somebody out there can offer us some really helpful advice. At this stage, we know that we need to get the humid air out and the fresh air in. We just don't have any idea how to do it. Possible solutions that we thought of so far are some sort of air conditioning system, positive input ventilation system, or PIV, maybe a dehumidifier, or maybe it's just as simple as some fans everywhere. We really do not know. So if you do know and have an idea, stick it down in the comments because we would love to hear it. Okay, that is it for now. Like and subscribe to follow along. We are going to document the whole thing along with all the other projects that we've got going on outside of the barn. But this is going to be really, really cool.